Hey everyone, this is a Chapter 3 North Carolina Real Estate Exam Practice Questions video. Thank you for joining me here. We will be running through the Chapter 3 questions for the North Carolina Real Estate Exam, none of which I wrote myself, but I'll have the sources to these down in the description below. This one is on property taxation and is fairly quick, and they state that there will only be 2 questions on the exams from this chapter. If you're interested in my actual Chapter 3 review video, I'll have it linked right up here or down in the description below so you can check that out. These videos also do not start until you hit that like button below. Let's review. Question 1. How often may the North Carolina property tax rate be changed? A. Every 8 years. B. Every 4 years. C. Every 2 years. Or D. Every single year. So more memorization here. 8 years is when a property can be reassessed. 4 years is when horizontal adjustments can be made. 2 years doesn't mean anything. But every year, D, is when your property tax rate can change. Question 2. Real property taxation in North Carolina, A, requires listing the property by December 30th. B, makes September 1st the due date of the tax. C, requires penalties for paying after September 1st. Or D, none of the above. So purely memorization here, but September 1st is the due date of the tax. You aren't penalized though until January. So it's not C, it is B. Question 3. The tax levy against real property to provide the funds to pay all or a part of the cost of an improvement to the property is which of the following? A. Mechanics lien. B. Special assessment. C. General lien. Or D. Judgment lien. So a tiny bit tricky here. A mechanics lien is to pay off a plumber or contractor or something which technically is a cost for an improvement, but not what they're looking for. It's a special assessment, which is where something like the city decides to put in a sidewalk through your yard or some street lights or something like that, and you have to pay a part of it. So sometimes neighborhoods will get together and have enough votes or interest in having a natural gas line routed through the neighborhood. Something like that. It happens. Question 4. According to the Machinery Act in North Carolina, all real property must be reassessed for tax purposes at least A, every year, B, every 2 years, C, every 4 years, or D, every 8 years. So we just covered these here. 8 years is when all property must be reassessed. The answer is D. Question 5. The tax rate is calculated on every $100 of the A, sales price, B, appraised value, C, listing price, or D, assessed value. So tax rate is not on sales price. I mean, imagine if you bought a house from a family member or a friend for a sweet deal. That doesn't affect the amount of taxes you're going to pay. Same for listing price. Those are really just joke answers here. So it's on your tax assessed value. The assessed value. Answer is D. It's not what it gets appraised for. Question 6. The Joneses' home has an assessed value of $100,000 in a locality where the tax rate is $1.45 per $100. What is their monthly payment for tax escrow? A, $83, B, $100, C, $121, or D, $1,450. So first you take that $100,000 and divide it by the $100. So it says per 100. So divide by 100, that is 1,000. So $1.45 times 1,000 is $1,450 taxes for the entire year, but they're asking for the monthly here. So you divide that by 12 to get 121 taxes per month when rounded. Use logic. Answer is C, 121. Question 7. A parcel of property, not a corner lot, that measures 95 feet wide by 175 feet deep is being assessed at $8.50 per front foot for water and sewer lines that are being installed. This goes back to our question a while ago about special assessments. How much will the assessment be for this particular property? I'm not going to read the answers because that's just gibberish. So it's actually quite simple, although they try to trick you. You just need to take the $8.50 per front foot, that's exactly what they call it, and multiply it by the amount of front feet. That is the width. Our width is 95 feet wide. So $8.50 times 95 feet is $807.50 cost of assessment. D. Question 8. A municipality has total assessed value of property located within its environs of $18,057,000. They have recently adopted an annual budget of $162,513. At what rate per $100 must they tax the local properties in order to meet this budget? So here's another per $100 question. $18,057,000 divided by $100 is $180,570. Now divide the $162,513 by that $180,570 to get a 90-cent tax rate. You may be tempted to select $9 here, but it's per 100. The answer is A. Question 9. Kim's house is located within the city limits and has a market value of $240,000. The local tax office is assessing her property at 75%, and there are tax rates per $100 of 95 cents for the city and 35 cents for the county. What are her annual taxes for this property? So 75% of the $240,000 market value is $180,000 assessed value. And then 95 cents plus 35 cents, the county and the city taxes, is $1.31. That is adding both the city and the county if the house is located in both of those. This is also the tax rate per $100 of assessed value. So $180,000 divided by $100 is $1,800. Now multiply that by $1.31 tax rate and you get $2,340 in taxes per year. Answer is C. Question 10. George's property recently sold for $235,000 and has an assessed value of $215,000. If the local tax rate is $1.40 per 100, how much would the annual taxes for this property be? Assessed value of $215,000 divided by 100 per 100 is $2,150. Multiply that by the $1.40 tax rate, and that is $3,010 of annual taxes for the year. Answer is C. Question 11. Carol's property has an annual tax bill of $1,495 and an assessed value of $130,000. What is her tax rate per 100? Here we will take the $130,000 and divide it by 100 because it's per 100. Just going to keep saying that. That's $1,300. Then you divide that tax bill. Divide the tax bill of $1,495 by that $1,300 to get the $1.15 tax rate. Again, you might be tempted to select the $11.50 answer, but it's per 100. Answer here is B. Question 12. A parcel of land is being taxed at a rate of 25 mils, assuming that it has a market value of $170,000 and is being assessed at 70%. What would the annual tax liability be? 70% of $175,000 is $122,500 of assessed value. 25 mils is 0.0250. With mils, you move the decimal over 3 places. That's 0.025. So the $122,500 of assessed value times the 0.025, the mils, is $3,062.50 of taxes per year. Answer is C. Cool. See, that was pretty quick. Chapter 3 is fairly simple, and again, they state that there will only be 2 questions from this chapter. Since it's been a couple of videos since I've brought this up, I am affiliated with Keller Williams in Mooresville, North Carolina, and if after you've interviewed with different brokerages and you've decided to join Keller Williams, I would love it if you put me down as a sponsor. It really helps me out, especially if you don't know anyone else who works at Keller Williams. I do have a video linked right up here in the corner and also down in the description as usual on how to choose a firm and why I specifically chose Keller Williams. Thank you so much, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe below. Up next is Chapter 4, which is the transfer of title. Thanks.